Three, two, one. It looks like we are live. Hey, everybody, this is MagicBrad, my internet friends. This is MagicBrad Synergy Cafe, and I'm doing an online interview with a friend of mine, Phil Berbig. He's in Minneapolis, and I'm here in Asheville. I used to live in Minneapolis, but now I'm here in Asheville. And Phil, are you there?
I am here, Brad. Thank you very much.
Okay, there is a little bit of a lag, I see. I didn't know that there would be that big of a lag between Minneapolis and Asheville, but I guess there is. I talked to some people in the Philippines and UK and all that.
The phone lines up here really haven't thawed out completely, so that's probably what, it's slowing down the electricity, I think.
I understand. Yes, it was very cold in Minnesota, and we take the blame for sucking all that cold air from Canada down through the Midwest down to Asheville here, because we moved down here March of 2010. Anyways, I've known Phil for a long time. I used to be part owner of a comedy club in Minneapolis called The Funny Bone, and Phil had performed there, and then I used to produce some trade shows and expos, and we had an entertainment stage, and Phil had performed because he's also a musician, and he played on that stage, and he's also an entrepreneur, of course, and he's written some books. So I'm just going to chat with Phil and find out who he is and what he does. So Phil, could you tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. I am not a person who woke up when I was a child and said I want to get into sales. It kind of happened to me over years, but I've done so many different things. I've done stand-up comedy and music, but probably in the mid-'90s I got a job offer, good job, sales job, and I've been doing sales as a regular job since then. Most recently, though, I just got laid off from a small company. But the layoff was such a good thing because it inspired me to do something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is to write. And I just published an ebook called A Simple Guide to the Art and Skill of Successful Business Networking. And you can get that on Amazon, and I would highly recommend. Basically, what that book is just my experiences. Business networking is such a key to growing your business. To finding new clients. Not everybody knows how to do it. We assume everybody knows how to do it. You think you can just send somebody into a room full of people that they've never met and everything's going to be great, but it doesn't work that way. Yeah.
It's
so I just noticed.
We got a real big lag.
Isn't.
We got a big lag in our thing, so it's going to be a little challenge to communicate. So I'll let you keep going with that and interject in a little bit.
No. Oh, that's fine. I just wanted to say because I just noticed starting in the mid-'90s, my job required that I go to different networking events. And I made a lot of really silly mistakes. And I started noticing the mistakes I was making, and I just started documenting it. And I've compiled them into this book. It's really like more of a series of short stories to really each one having a different point. So that when somebody does go to a networking event, hopefully their learning curve will be shortened and they will be able to be much more successful and have much more fun at it.
Got it. Yeah, networking is an interesting thing in that a lot of people look at it as collecting business cards and that those are their clients. But in my opinion, networking is the people you're meeting are really a liaison to your prospective client. I think a lot of people screw it up by just collecting business cards and then sending your information out to them. But it's really about that relationship building. And I totally get you on the teaching how to network because different people are different ways. You got your introverts and you got your extroverts, and it's going to be totally different networking methods for those people. So that's the who you are, and that's kind of covers also the what it is you do. Where do you do your business? And you said it's on Amazon, but do you do your business online? Do you do consulting and things too?
I have helped people, sales people, and I have helped small businesses figure out ways to improve their website. figure out ways to market what they do better. Actually, I just worked with a gentleman who's a drummer, and he teaches at a couple of colleges, and he wants to expand his drumming. So we went over, I consulted with him and figured out ways that he could use social networking and business networking to increase the head count of his students.
Oh, you just froze up there. You're back. Okay. You froze up there for a second.
Okay.
That's technology for you. Yeah, that's a challenge right there. I am working with drummers and artists and things of that sort, because they don't really have that marketing mindset. They're performers. They're doing, I should perform and people will buy what I have. But there is a marketing aspect that those type of people need help with, either to outsource it to someone that does get it, or they need to learn those skills to be able to do the whole marketing and social media and all that craziness. So let's see, there's the who, what, where, when. Like, how do you do your business? Are you primarily just but a writer? You write books and manuals, instruction manuals on how to do sales? Is that how you do it?
Actually, right now, yes, I am writing some books. I've been basically writing a blog, too, for a while. And I really plan on expanding it quite a bit. I've got 2 books in the works right now that I'm working on it. I expect to have completed sometime very soon.
Okay, if you've got articles and things of that sort, I can put them on my blog, and also I've got this website called Synergy Cafe that has a whole section for articles. And if you can put those on there, what my service is I will link those back to the relevant things that help, because your content helps for the website, because a rising tide lifts all boats, as they say. So I asked the who, what, where, when, how, and now I'm going to ask the big question, and this is the why question. Why do you do what you do? Are you looking to save the planet by making better sales, or what is it? Why do you do it?
I really enjoy it. I really enjoy helping people figure out how they can make their life a little bit better. And the thing is, if you can make your work life a little bit carry over into all the other aspects, so a way to make your work life a little bit better, to increase your sales and your productivity. And I just really enjoy doing that a lot. I probably am a teacher at heart. Probably should have, if I could go back to, 18-year-old Phil, I'd probably say become a teacher. But unfortunately, I can't do that, so I have to tell 55-year-old Phil to press on and become some sort of an educator.
It's never too late. So now you can be an online teacher. I know that there's a lot of opportunity for that kind of thing. The thing that's fascinating to me about the internet is we're connected with everybody, and the challenge on a business level is it used to be broadcasting, where you wanted to reach a lot of people, with as much you do a TV ad, you reach as many as possible. Now the internet has made everybody available to us, so the challenge now is to narrowcasting, how to find that specific niche of who you're trying to talk to. And a lot of people get that mixed up. Like, say, for example, someone is selling skin cream. They figure that because it's skin cream and everybody has skin, then their market is everybody. And that may be the case, but that's a lot of work. So on the marketing end, how do you generate leads? And then once you get there, make the sales. So your expertise, I guess, then what you're saying is like the networking and the sales. So I guess even networking is you need to sell somebody on exchanging a business card.
Well, the interesting thing about business networking, and by the way, right now we're just kind of focused on networking, but networking is also done online. Heck, networking can be done anywhere. I once walked into a small coffee shop, and I just saw this guy dressed in a suit and tie, and he had his briefcase sitting there. And when every time the door would open, his eyes would perk up, and he'd look, and then he'd see the guy walk in the door, and it wasn't the person that he was waiting for, and he kind of, there's a guy who's waiting for somebody. who isn't showing up to their meeting. Over, and I talked to him for a few minutes, and he turned out to be, this was several years ago, and we've traded business leads over the years. We get together once or twice a year for coffee. We talk about each other's, and that's networking too. But when it comes to business face-to-face, you go to a meeting, you go to a chamber of commerce event or something like that, there's a lot more to it than just walking in the door and, like you say, handing out a bunch of business cards. Basically, it's a great opportunity to start building relationships, not necessarily with the people who are going to be your clients, however some will, but it's a place to build relationships because people will be willing to introduce you to people who can be your clients, and you can do the same for them too.
Yeah, there's a friend of mine lives down here, and actually in North Carolina on the east side. His name is Cesar Rodriguez, and he does sales training. His niche is more the multi-level marketing or the network marketing community, but he does networking and sales training, and it's fun. He's got a guy on the street kind of program where he just walks up to anybody and starts talking with them, and that's his prospecting. He'll talk to anybody. He's just friendly, you know. And there's other people that just can't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He even walks up to somebody that's at a stoplight and talks to them in their window of their car. It's kind of an interesting thing. So let's see. What do you got coming up? You said you got a book.
You know, the thing
books. Go ahead.
Yeah, 2 books I'm pretty excited about. I don't have official names for either of these, but one is basically people who are fairly new to, or I've been in it for a couple of years. Takes you step by step how to prospect, what to do with those prospects. How once you get the appointment, what do you do? Just step by step. I started another one because as I had done stand-up comedy, and you would be similar sales is to being a stand-up comic. So I went to a friend of mine this week, and we got the idea and all the things I learned about sales, they're really similar. Writing this book, I'm amazed at how similar they are.
Well, I can imagine. First thing you got to do is you got to warm your audience up. You got to establish that rapport with the audience, so they're not going to laugh. You got to prove yourself.
Well, the thing is, somewhere, as a comic, you may hundreds of people. When you're sitting in an appointment across the desk from somebody, your audience is one. Whether it's one or hundreds, there's a few basic things you have to do. Well, first of all, they have to like you. If they don't like you, I don't care what you've got, it doesn't matter. And there are a lot of simple, most people, as you know, most people make decisions almost seconds if they're going to like somebody or not. The comics do when they walk on down. I know this because I've done a lot of silly things salespeople do when they come into that meeting and they meet the person for the first time that can kind of shut it all down. And as I'm starting to write this book, it's amazing. It's really getting my mind thinking, and I'm coming up with so many similarities. How do you get people to like you? How do you get them to listen to you? And essentially, what you want to do as a salesperson is get them to sell themselves. You don't really want to come in with a sales pitch. Well, you want the people in the audience when you're a comic to accept you as well. It's pretty interesting. I'm anxious to get the book finished because I'm anxious to see how it all turns out.
Yeah, you'll like to read it yourself, right?
Yes.
Well, anyways, I guess we've been on for almost 20 minutes. I don't like to make these videos long because people got lives to live, and some of these webinars go on for 2-3 hours. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
But so
Nobody wants.
that's basically it. When we're done with this, if you could send me some links and things to like your Amazon site and your website and how people can learn more about what it is you're doing and what you're building, and I will then propagate those out onto the internet and post this on some blogs and things of that sort. That's what I do, and that's what Synergy is all about. It's about 1 + 1 = 11. So that's basically it. If you want to stay on for a little bit, we can chat after.
Thank you.
I'm gonna turn off broadcast here. So thank you, Phil, for being on Synergy Cafe, and thank you for watching this video. And if you want to know more about Phil and what's going on, check the links around, and we'll connect later on. So thank you again.
Thank you.